suicide is the second leading cause of death for adults between 18 and 25. At 40,000 students, Indiana University averages 4 suicides a year. 1 in 12 college students report having planned suicide at least once. Each student had people they knew and interacted with. They made a footprint in the sand, imprinted until the tide of time slowly washed it away. What happens to the friends and roommates of students who commit suicide in public university housing? According to the Indiana University South Bend Communication Protocol for a Death on Campus, when a student's roommate commits suicide, the student has the right to be relocated at their request. It would be extremely negligent for a university to leave a student in a room they shared with a deceased friend. The shape of the room would remind them every day of what happened. It's almost shocking to think this could happen to anyone, let alone a student paying tuition at a public university. But that's exactly what happened to me. Anthony Wilkerson committed suicide on November 20th, 2014. He was a biochem undergrad and the first person I met at IU. We had separate rooms joined by a bathroom. Once we began spending more time together, the doors between our rooms rarely shut. Anytime either of us came home from class, we would check to see if the other was home too. I got the call from his brother the Thursday before Thanksgiving break. My dad drove down to get me that night. That weekend, I fainted during dinner at my grandmother's house. I thrashed all night with a fever of 103. I remember waking up over and over again, every night for weeks, drenched in sweat. The strange thing was, I didn't feel what I expected to feel. When I think about how someone would feel after dealing with suicide, I always picture immense sadness and grief. But I felt nothing. Not nothing for the situation, but nothing at all. It's as if my emotions had been turned off completely. I think that had something to do with waking up in sweat. It's as if my dreams were trying to wake me up to the truth I wanted so desperately to forget. Once Thanksgiving break was over, I had to face the fact that I was going to have to go back to IU. The first thing I noticed when I got back to my dorm was the name off of his door. The second thing I noticed was the locked door in the bathroom. My dad and I reached out to the offices at Reed Hall to have me relocated to another dorm. After I went directly to the housing service and told them my situation, they let me know I could transfer to another dorm if I paid the relocation fee like every other student. I was never called back by any other departments. We were told about the 2 free counseling services we had access to, the same 2 free counseling sessions that every IU student had access to. After a few months, something unexpected happened. Originally, I assumed the room would feel so constricting after Anthony died, but the opposite happened. Instead of the room feeling very small, it felt so large I couldn't see the other side. Instead of the memories plaguing me, I had trouble remembering Anthony at all. The only reminder I had that he ever existed in the first place was the locked door in the bathroom. I'm still plagued by questions regarding Indiana's interaction with my situation. IU South Bend has protocol for situations like this. Why doesn't Bloomington? And if they do, why wasn't it followed for me? Why was I ignored? How can I stay at a school that makes me feel so insignificant? How can I know that this won't happen to anyone else? It can't happen to anyone else.